midst of the final quarter of 2025. I want to talk to you about the power of leverage and repeat income or residual income or passive income. Now, there are definitely some misnomers around it, so I want to make some clarifications on it. When you and I are having a discussion and we're talking about repeat or passive residual income, what I'm talking about is when you're building a business and you build it structurally in such a way that you're able to override the continual growth of that business. So there could be a percentage, could be 5%, 10%, whatever the growth is overall, but you're getting a piece of the action. So for example, if I'm selling you a subscription to Netflix and I own a share or a part of that Netflix, so every person that I get to sign up on Netflix for a membership and they're going to pay it every month, I get 10 cents out of every dollar. For example, so obviously I'm going to be incentivized to get a bunch of people to buy a Netflix subscription, and I'm going to sell Netflix because I see the value in entertainment. I see the value in people having a lot of choices and being able to do it from the comfort of their home. And I can have that conversation with confidence with a consumer and identify enough of the right people that are willing to pay for it where I could build myself a residual income. Meaning, once I have a customer base, and let's say it's 1,000 people or 10,000 people, well, now I'm actually earning a little bit of money that's significant. I got to talk to a lot of people, right? I have to build that customer base over time because it's just me, and I can do it. But guess what? 3, 4, 5 years from now, I could create a residual income that could literally take care of all of my monthly bills and not have to do anything because those people are going to keep watching. Are some people going to cancel Netflix? Yes. Are more people going to get onto Netflix? Yes. So in some ways, my margins are pretty safe. We're looking at plus or minus 10% on either side, maybe even 15%, because I know what's trending. I know the patterns of human behavior and consumption. I know the value proposition of what Netflix offers. So I'm willing to do that from a business standpoint. Another example of residual income, which I really love and enjoy, is what I receive every quarter. So every quarter I get paychecks that come, and they've been coming for 25 years. Yeah, 25 years now. From television and films that I appeared in 25 years ago, 20 years ago, 18 years ago. And every quarter I get those checks. And sometimes they're really big, like they're significant. Sometimes they're decent. I could pay my car note or whatever. But they come every quarter, okay? And that's a residual income that I built up as a full-time working actor when I was living in New York City. Now, the problem with that is that, 99% of the population is never going to do that. And even within the acting population, it's like 4 or 5% employment, like 4 or 5%. And even those people, they're not making a lot of money. You got to be in 0.06% to be making real money. But that's an example, another one. So let me talk to you about how you can do this from your current status. No matter what you do, you could be a politician, you could be a teacher, you could work in retail, you could have a 9-to-5, brick and mortar, you could work in construction, you could have another business, you could be running a franchise, but I'm going to share with you how you could build a residual passive income by creating leverage. So the business I'm in is in consumer goods. So what we do is we do customer acquisition. So we identify individuals that shop every month, most people do, and we provide them a much healthier alternative that's clean, organic, and non-toxic. And then they decide, I'd rather, shop with you all because your pricing is actually better more often than not. And the products are not only better, but they're better for me and my family. And you guys are backing up every single product with a 90-day empty bottle money back guarantee. So why wouldn't I at least try it for 90 days, 180 days? And because we have so many stop gaps in place, because we're over delivering on the value that we provide to our people that are shopping, we have not only a good amount of people that make that switch, but the retention, the people that stay, it's significant. And we always, track that data. It is mind-boggling, to be honest. It's ridiculous. And because we do customer acquisition, every time they shop, which is monthly, what they spend. So think about it. Like, when's the last time you went to the store? And people go to the store and they're like, oh, I was coming in here to get one thing and I'm leaving with 10. You know how people do that? So we actually help people to be a little more disciplined so that their spending is more fiscally responsible. That's number one. Number two, we're helping them to actually save money more often than not. Number three, we're increasing the health and the value and the quality of the products they're bringing in their home and helping them shepherd out all of the toxic trash that's on the shelf. So it's a win-win-win all the way around. And every time they shop, we get paid. So that's another form of what you would call passive residual income. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to stop doing what we do, because we believe wholeheartedly, we're very passionate about clean eating, about healthy, organic, non-toxic products and consumables in our house from top to bottom. Every room in the house is filled with these products that are really good, that are better for you, okay? Good for you, better for you than anything that we've had in the past. And, look, we do enjoy giving a certain hand signal to these mega billion-dollar conglomerates who sell all kinds of crap to the consumer that is being harmed by this crap, this straight up trash, and our kids, and they don't give a crap. You know what I really want to say, right? They don't give a crap. We love taking market share away from them because they trifling and they don't care. They just don't care. So we get a lot of satisfaction out of the work that we do, the messaging that we provide for people. But let's get back to the main thing. So when we bring on other partners that believe like we believe, and they go out and they bring on new shoppers, we are actually getting paid on that as well. And that's called leverage. You see, I'd rather have 4 people come together in the same day and work together instead of just me. If it's just me, I only have 24 hours. If I have 4 people, it's almost 100 hours in the same day. So I could turn a 24-hour day into a 100-hour day. And if you want to, catch a couple of winks, then you could still turn it into, let's call it a 40-hour day. Okay? Let's be reasonable. So if we just work 10 hours, that's not a lot. It's still a 40-hour day with 4 people. You understand? That's leverage. So until you understand and start utilizing the power of leverage, then you're going to be stuck trading hours for dollars. And if you're only making, let's say, 25, 35, 45, 50 bucks an hour, you have a cap on how much money you can make. You can make 400 bucks a day, let's say, 400 bucks to 500 bucks a day. What if you want to make $1,000 a day? What if you want to make $2,000 a day? Well, you can't do it because you're capped, because you're trading hours for dollars. Most people that I know, they would contend that they're overworked and underpaid and undervalued and sometimes even disrespected. Well, see, here in our business, you can actually go out and get what you deem that you're actually worth in the marketplace based on your work ethic and your effort. And if you have strong work ethic and strong effort, you can get paid. So for example, if you're driving Uber, for example, and you're driving 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're going to be capped at maybe $1,600 to $2,000 a week, which is $8,000 a month, and $96,000 a year. You're capped, and your body's going to break down. You're going to be sleep deprived, and it's going to suck. And your car is going to be a hot mess driving that much. That doesn't make sense. It's the power of one, which is stupid. Now, which would you rather have? I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own. I'm going to say it again, J. Paul Getty. I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own. So, ladies and gentlemen, get you some leverage. Learn how to build a residual passive income. It doesn't mean that we're going to stop working even if all of our income from residual is way higher than our expenses, we're going to keep working and keep building that. Why do you think the average millionaire has somewhere between 6 to 8 or more revenue streams? Because once they become an established, really good at one thing, they begin to have iterations, because you have to learn how to put your money to work for you instead of you only working for it. Where you got people that are working their butts off, putting in 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and the average annual income in America is $62,000 a year. Some would argue $52,000 a year, somewhere in that range. Ladies and gentlemen, that's crazy. Get you some leverage so you can actually start earning what you're worth. If you got some value out of this message, please like and subscribe, share it, pass it along, and we'll keep the conversation flowing. If you want more information from me directly, or if somebody who shared this with you, get in touch ASAP at Ed Blunt or whoever shared it